So good morning, Relaine. Good morning, Abigail. Everybody's popping on. I'm so glad to see you all this morning. So we're starting our welcome to One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. And I picked out a song that I thought would be appropriate for today. So it's by Jan Garrett and JD Martin, who are kind of some of my favorite New Thought musicians. I really like them. But let's see. I'm just going to share the sound for this one, because it's not a video. So let me go get it going here. Thank you for your patience. And here we go. Let's let this kick us off.
You might win a battle, you could win a race, you could outrun your rivals,
You hear it?
come in first place. You could lose your center in the push and the shove, or simply surrender and tune into love. Love's not a contest, it's just who we are. Both the light and the shadow are at home in the heart. Beyond the struggle, there's music to play and songs to be singing at the end of the day. Love wins, love wins. All is well in the end. Love wins. Love knows no boundaries. It's the light in our eyes, familiar to all, universally prized. There's a world of compassion, and we're good to be in. We could just quit fighting, let love win. 'Cause love wins, love wins. All is well in the end. Love wins, love wins, love wins. All is well in the end. Love wins. When we're up against too much to ask, when we lose our resistance at last, and we realize love's got our back, love wins. For everyone, great and small, we are lifted as we fall. Kindness conquers all, love wins. Love wins.
I thought that would be a really lovely way to kick us off this morning. So, hello, Gisela. Nice to see you. So I am going to invite our practitioner of the day, who it is always a treat to have him do our opening prayer and speak some words for us. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, all. Today's CSL recommended talk is entitled "Shaking Up Our Worldview," and I think I noticed that Michelle shifted it a little bit to Sue, which is her prerogative. But regardless, I got no clue what it means, and I don't have Michelle's resources to figure it out. But the month theme is playing with paradox. Now that I can work with. There are many paradoxes in our spiritual world, but I believe the greatest one is this: life feels like we're at effect, but actually we're at cause. It feels like life is happening to us when in reality we are generating life. So what creates the illusion that life is happening to us? It's the thing we call subjective mind. It takes our thoughts, sits on them for some random amount of time, then combines them with other thoughts and uses them to create experiences for us to have. Oftentimes, it's not obvious which experience you're having now is connected to which specific thoughts you had previously. And this is the reason why most of the world is not aware that their thoughts are creative. Now, believe me, if it ever became obvious to everyone that all thoughts are creative, there would be a stampede of bodies to new thought centers, because we have the prayer technology that works. In the meantime, the good news is when the drama level of your life gets too great, that is, when the ratio of negative events to positive events in your life gets too overwhelming, all you need do is double down on positive thinking until your life becomes fun again. And face it, people, life is supposed to be fun. And on that note, I invite you to join me, to settle back, to relax into the knowing that we are at cause. Absolutely. And right now, I am using my authority in God that I can declare what is true. I can declare the goodness of the lives of everyone here. I can declare the power of everyone here to create what it is they want in their life, to enhance their life, to make it better, to make it more fun. And I am so delighted to be able to say thank you for the goodness that is coming to us this morning. The goodness of coming together, the goodness of feeling the good of God, to feel the joy of God, to feel the love of God, to feel the absolute perfection that is our life, as our life blossoms and our life shows that perfection more and more and more. Thank you, God, for what is coming. Thank you, God, for the message we have here, for the ability to revel in the absolute certainty that our life is good. I am so grateful that this is true. I am so grateful for what we have here. I am so grateful for who we have here. And I do say, thank you, God. I release my word to the universe. I let it be, I let it go. And together we may say, and so it is. And now, if we're lucky, oh, Michelle is on it. There we go. You might wish to join me in saying October's affirmation. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. I harvest its good through the power of my word, thought, and deed. I live in the effortless flow of divine good. And so it is. And odds are we got some music coming our way.
We do.
Good, good.
Let me do that for us. And this time it's a beautiful little video. Let me just give you a little prequel here. It's from Faith Rivera, who is another one of my favorite New Thought musicians. She's just this beautiful, bright light. And she wrote this song and she sings it with others as a reminder as we move through times that are not that comfortable. So here we go.
Something great is happening. Love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now.
Something here is calling us forward, upward motion with drops in one ocean. Roll on.
Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Oh, oh, every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shining.
Paint with every vision, dance in new directions, explode to new heights in your mind.
I will rise up with you today.
Lift up my voice.
Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Yeah. One dream, one voice, one heart, one word, one dream, one voice, one heart, one word.
Stand together.
One dream, one voice, one heart, one word. Stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Yeah, yeah. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Stand together.
Live the dream. Be the hope.
Share your gifts.
Stand together now.
Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Stand together.
Live the dream. Be the hope.
We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's
Stand together now.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Oh, let's take a nice deep breath in. What a beautiful song. What a beautiful way to kick off my message here. So good morning again, and welcome to One Heart, One Mind, Center for Spiritual Living. And welcome to everyone in real time or in replay. So as Rob said, today's message is called Shifting Our Worldview, which is, it's really about shifting our perception, shifting the perception of ourselves, shifting our perception of the world, shifting our perception of ourselves in the world. So, and that's where that's kind of what I want to focus on today in a really broad way, because our perception creates our experience. It's really just what Rob said. So it's a powerful spiritual tool to become aware of the beliefs that are informing our perceptions. And then we impress creative law, and then we demonstrate it in our lives. I mean, we can ask ourselves, do we believe the world is inherently unfriendly and dangerous? If so, then we perceive the world as a threat, and we're constantly on guard, and we feel victimized. Or do we perceive the world as inherently friendly and good? And if so, we feel safe and peaceful and powerful and loved, and we trust life. We have faith in the energy of life moving through us and all around us. And as I was preparing today's talk, I was saying this earlier before the meditation, I was very conscious of how challenging it is to be in the world right now and to keep an optimistic attitude, to believe in the possibility that everyone has the opportunity to live full and meaningful and joyous lives. I mean, honestly, since we don't stick our heads in the sand, I'm just going to say we have two wars raging right now. And our collective hearts are breaking for the innocent people that are being affected by these wars. Climate change is causing weather disasters all over the globe. There's massive inequality between the majority of the population and the super rich. I could go on and on. The point is, it can be challenging to have a positive worldview as we witness what's going on around us. And yet, I believe with every fiber of my being, bringing tears up in my eyes, and I think most of you do too, that these things can be transformed. I believe and I trust in the goodness of spirit, in the goodness of life, and our ability in our individual and our collective ability to create a world that is built on peace and compassion and equality and love. I believe what Ernest Holmes, our founder, wrote. He wrote this in the Declaration of Principles. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. We believe the ultimate good of life is to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature. And this goal is sure to be attained by all. A complete emancipation from all discord of every nature. I intuitively know this is true, and I trust in its ultimate inevitability. And I commit myself today to be a vessel through which spirit flows, through which it moves and demonstrates good in the world. And I am choosing right here, right now, to begin right now in my own heart. In my own heart. That's where we always have to begin. So I'd like to just pause for a moment and kind of start this off with a little centering practice that can support us in cultivating a shift in our perception, to move us from focusing on these challenges we see in the world to what's possible within the presence of God, from the heart of love. So I invite you, to the best of your ability, to disconnect from your thinking for a moment and just feel. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes or soften your gaze. And then I'm inviting you to follow your breath. Just follow your breath. Follow your breath into your chest. And imagine it filling the entire area around your heart with the vitality of life. Feel what the vitality of life feels like. It might feel like waves of energy or a sparkling light. It might feel like love. Just breathe that in. And now imagine that your heart is opening. It's opening. Imagine your whole chest becoming this very spacious place. And let that spaciousness push out all around your body. You're almost in a bubble of this beautiful spaciousness. And imagine that this spaciousness is filled with the energy of peace, with compassion, with love. And now imagine that you are enveloped in this presence, in this resonance, and feel in this vast spaciousness that you are one with everything. You're one with yourself. Your mind and your body and your intellect and your emotions are all one. You are not divided. You feel oneness with all of creation, oneness with life. I invite you to feel your connection with everything. Everything. And it's here in the realm of the heart that we are paradoxically, authentically ourselves and intimately united with everything. With everything. It's here in the spaciousness of our hearts that we experience unity. It's here in our hearts where we shift our worldview from separation to oneness, from fear to love. It's here where we transform our own hearts and ultimately the world. It's here where we're capable of holding all things, all beings, in the spaciousness of divine love. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, I really believe that it's through the path of our heart that humanity is going to be transformed. And as we individually and collectively learn to actively feel our way into the intuitive wisdom and the love of our creator, of spirit, source, whatever name we give it, it's constantly speaking to us through our hearts. And I wanted to share this today. I really thought about it for a while, but I think it's important. I was reminded of the story of Immaculée Ibigizia from her book, Left to Tell, Discovering God Amidst the Rwandan Holocaust. And during the Rwandan Holocaust, somewhere between 500 to 800,000 Tutsis were slaughtered by the Hutu people. And Immaculée was a woman she was that woman, you've probably heard her story, who lived through the Holocaust because her neighbor, who was a pastor, I think it was also her pastor, hid her and 6 other women in a very, very small bathroom for 100 days. And during that time, men came regularly looking for her and other Tutsis to slaughter. And everyone in Immaculée's family was slaughtered. Everyone was killed. Pretty much everyone she knew, actually. And the reason that I think her story is timely and has something to offer us in this moment is because of the recent barbarism and brutality that was inflicted on the people of Israel. And Immaculée writes in her book about her transformation from hate to love during her time hiding in the bathroom. And she writes about how she felt that if she was going to ask God to protect her, that she also had to pray and forgive the killers, and how difficult that was for her. But as she describes, through the grace and support of God, she was able to heal the hate in her heart and move into a state of love and even of forgiveness, which kind of blows me away. And she wrote this: I realized that my battle to survive this war would have to be fought inside of me. Everything strong and good in me, my faith, hope, and courage, was vulnerable to the dark energy. If I lost my faith, I knew that I wouldn't be able to survive. I could rely only on God to help me fight. And then she goes on and she chronicles her evolution, moving from that dark place what did she call it? The dark energy, and that she described as this deep hatred. And through hours and hours of prayer, she would recite the Lord's Prayer for hours because she was struggling to move into a place of love for the people that were doing the slaughtering. And again, I picked out passages that I thought really reflected her transformation. She wrote, I began to pray for the killers and then stopped. I desperately wanted God's protection, but believed in my heart that they deserved to die. I couldn't ignore the awful, evil things they'd done to so many innocent souls. You know, and I had to ask myself, have I ever felt that way? And I know that I have. Times when I knew I should forgive, but there was a part of me that felt they deserved my hate. Have you ever felt that way? I've never had someone trying to kill me, so it would be less intense, but I still have felt that way before. And then finally, towards the end of her time in hiding in the bathroom, she was able to say this, and this blows me away. My anger was draining from me. I'd opened my heart to God, and He'd touched it with His infinite love. For the first time, I pitied the killers. So she's moved from hate to pity, and she could see the fear in her heart. She says that in the book, that she could see the fear in their heart and what they were responding from. And she recalled a time when she was finally able to hear the voice of God say to her, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And she was able to do just that, which of course is what Jesus said as He was dying on the cross. You know, I'm not telling you the story to be Debbie Downer, or even for us to feel bad about what Immaculée went through. Even though it was a horrific event, it completely transformed her life, and it expanded her ability to experience infinite love, maybe from a place that she never would have gotten to before. The point of telling the story is that I've been struggling, and I wonder if you have too, with feelings of just outrage and anger and frustration for the people who perpetrated barbarism on the people of Israel, trying to wrap my brain around why. And I don't know exactly what the right thing to do is. Certainly we must protect ourselves and the people we love, but with more violence? Why? To what end? And honestly, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to feel this way anymore. And if Immaculée could feel the power of divine love rise up in her and take her to a place, a state of consciousness where she was able to forgive her enemies, people that were literally trying to kill her, then certainly we can call on that same power and presence of love to move us into a consciousness of our oneness with God. And it can and it will transform whatever fear is still in our hearts. Any place where we may be harboring any sense of separation from God or separation from the rest of our human family. And this presence and power can move us into a place of peace and compassion and unconditional love, and empower us to know the all-inclusive nature and transformative power of infinite love. And I've come to believe that it's the path of an open heart that will transform us and the world. And the path of the heart is through how we feel. I believe feeling the movement of the energy of life and the energy of love in our hearts is the key. And that's the lesson of the paradox mindset that we've been talking about all month. We can't embrace paradox thinking through our intellect. It's through the path of heart and feeling. The heart takes us out of that binary choice of either or, and it opens us up to infinite possibilities. And I know that one way to open us up to those infinite possibilities, to that way of thinking, and to heal any feelings that need to be transformed through love is the path of letting go, the path of surrender. And surrender isn't giving up. Surrender is letting go of our need to control and fix anything that we think is wrong or bad in our lives. Surrender is letting go of what we think we know and allowing the wisdom of that divine presence to flow through us naturally. It's in the softening of our hearts that we find that center where love resides and where we feel our oneness with everything. It's here where we return to the center of life. You know, letting go feels kind of like a sudden end of that inner pressure, a cessation of that inner pressure, or a dropping of a great weight. You know, it's kind of a sudden feeling of relief or lightness, and it increases our level of happiness and our sense of freedom. Letting go or surrender is actually a mechanism of the mind and the heart. I did read some research about this. I'm happy to share it later. And I bet you've experienced this sense at one time or another. An example would be, and I thought of a couple, but this I've experienced myself before. Have you ever been in the middle of an intense argument when you're really angry and upset? You're going for it, and suddenly it just hits you that the whole thing is actually just ridiculous and absurd. You might even start to laugh. And the pressure's relieved. You know, when you quickly move from anger and fear and being attacked to feeling just kind of suddenly free and happy. Think how great it would be to be able to do that all the time in any eventual circumstances. And that's what the mechanism of letting go, what it feels like to surrender. That's what it feels like. And to surrender or to let go, you have to be aware of how you feel. You have to just let the feeling come up, even if it's not really how you want to feel, like I kind of been feeling this week. Just let that feeling be there. Don't resist the feeling. Don't vent about the feeling. Don't fear it, condemn it, moralize about it. Just let the feeling be. And it's in letting go that we drop our judgment about it and we realize it's just a feeling. And to the best of our ability, we don't resist it. Because it's in the resistance that we keep the feeling going. When we give up resistance, it just gives us that space to move into a more elevated feeling, a lighter, more positive feeling. And it's been my experience that if I don't resist how I feel, and I turn my attention to my open heart, the energy of the unwanted feeling naturally dissipates. And I've been practicing this a lot lately for many different reasons. But we can use our spiritual practices to help us with this. The other night at our class, we talked about doing tapping, which relieves the tension in our body. Gratitude, it opens our heart naturally. Forgiveness moves us out of fear and into love. There are lots of ways to practice this non-resistance and to gently allow ourselves to move into the spaciousness of our open heart, where love heals, where love transforms. I'm going to get my book here. As I was preparing today's message, I suddenly remembered a story that I'd read years ago now. And it's from this book. It's called As Far as the Heart Can See by Mark Nepo. And I think it beautifully describes this feeling of letting go, of non-resistance. And, I don't often actually just read a story, but that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to read it right out of the book because it's written so beautifully. And so it's a story called The Cyclist, and it's about this guy who was in a long distance bike race with other cyclists. So he writes, on the day of the race, he waited with the others and felt that life was waiting in the hills. He couldn't quite say why, but a blessing was about to happen. As the gun went off, he could hear the rush of the racers breathing like young horses in the morning. He had trained for months up and down the sloping hills, cutting off seconds by wearing less and leaning into the curves. His legs were like shanks of muscles. He often said, it's the closest thing to flying I've known. On the second hill, the line thinned and he was near the front. They were slipping through the land like arcs of light, riding through the veins of the world. But now he was in the lead. As he swept towards the wetlands, he was gaining time when a great blue heron took off right in front of him, its massive, timeless wings opening just in front of his handlebars. In the its shadow covered him and seemed to open something he'd been chasing. The others were pumping closer, but he just stopped and stood there, straddling his bike, staring at what the great blue had opened by cutting through the sky. It's that spaciousness. In years to come, others would say, "What cost you the race?" Wherever he was, he'd always look south. And once in a while, he'd say, "I didn't lose the race. I left it." That's what letting go feels like. I'm just not racing anymore. You just leave the race. You just let go of your end of the tug-of-war rope. I truly believe that we will transform humanity and our world through the path of heart. It's where we feel our unity. It's where we feel unbound love. It's where we forgive. It's where we are grateful. And divine love, the love of the divine, facilitates this healing. It transforms life. When we live from an open and spacious and loving heart, we realize that certain things can be done when we live in the energy field of love that seem impossible otherwise. Love makes possible the miraculous without even labeling it as a miracle. Love has a transformative effect on everything. Love emanates from the heart, and the more we love, the more we can love, and the easier it gets to love everything. When we're in a state of open-hearted love, we can wake up every morning and give thanks for another day, because love makes us want to make a better life for ourselves and for everyone around us, everyone else in the world. Because when we live in a state of love without resistance to anything, everything feels better and it gets better. You know, we carry around a huge amount of accumulated feelings and attitudes and beliefs, and they shape our perception. Letting go, surrendering, doesn't mean that we just ignore these feelings, attitudes, and beliefs. It means that we engage with them from the spaciousness of our loving heart. That place of infinite love that is capable of transforming all of those old feelings, attitudes, and beliefs through the power of love. Immaculée did it, and so can we. So let's pray. I know that there's a loving power and presence with me right here, right now. It is me. It is you. It is all that exists. And it is just so big and wide and spacious and all-encompassing that everything is within its loving embrace, its vitality, its energy, its peace, its poise, its power, its beauty. We are it. So I speak my word, my powerful word, empowered through the presence of this divine. For each and every person that is on this call, and for each and every person that is not, I speak my word for the people of Israel, for the people of Palestine, for the people of the world, for the people in the Ukraine, for the Russians, for the United States, for Republicans, for Democrats, for poor, for rich, for healthy, for ill. I speak my word for everyone, all life, the mother herself, that there is a movement, a transformation, a shift into that all-encompassing, open, spacious place of love and life. And that we feel it, we live it, we embody it, and we see it demonstrated in the world, in our own lives and in all life. And I'm so grateful for this. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful to be empowered to speak to feel, to live. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, all that is. And I just release this word into the capable hands of law, knowing it's already so. We're waiting for the demonstration, but we wait no longer, for it is here now in this moment. Ah, relaxing in that, we just signify our agreement together by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Well, Marlene, I think it is you that is doing the time of sacred giving. Am I right? Or did I get that wrong, Lisa? You would know. Oh no, Relane's popping back on. Is it you, Relane?
Or is it you?
What? What's that?
I wasn't sure if it was me or Lisa.
I think it's you.
Okay, then I will take it.
Thank you, sweetie.
You bet.
Oh, I guess I could put up the little thingy bingies. Here we
Well,
go.
Thank you. Well, with the feeling of love, the feeling of our hearts, we just feel so incredibly filled with this talk today, with Rob's beginnings and prayers and the stories that Michelle told. And it's just a wonderful time to give. So let's give from our hearts, give from love. Let's give back to One Heart, One Mind. And you can give through Venmo at One Heart, One Mind Center, or you can mail a check, and the address is right up there. And we have a little blessing to say now.
Yes, we do. There we go.
Sacred giving. Everything flows from the nature of God's good. We receive from this flow, we give from this flow. We give in gratitude and love. We have faith in the infinite giving nature of spirit, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Relaine. We'll come back to you for the benediction in a minute, but Yvonne's got some announcements for us, I believe.
I have. A Monday evening prayer group is Monday evening from 6 to 6:20, and you can join us for a silent prayer. And Tuesday evening, we have a spiritual learning circle, 6:30 to 7:30. And on this Tuesday evening, we will be discussing chapter 5, the healing power of curiosity, from Mary O'Malley's book, What's in the Way is the Way. I like that title.
Yeah.
Morning, we have a morning prayer circle that's beginning Wednesday morning from 10 to 11. And it's hosted by Raylene Clark, and it will be on Zoom. So it's an opportunity to give and receive, excuse me, it's like I'm skipping here. It's like an opportunity to give and receive spiritual mind treatment. And the link is in our newsletter.
Yeah, and I'll send it out in an email if you, some people have trouble opening the links in the newsletter, and I'm not sure why, but I'm not sure how to fix that. Maybe I need a techie person. Anyway, I can always send it to you via email. So if you struggle with that, let me know. Relaine, did you want to say anything about your prayer circle? It's brand new for us. So,
Well, I just wanted to say that if you feel like you'd like to come and be connected in with prayer and spiritual mind treatment, and be with each other for a little inspiration, a little bit of connection with spirit, then just come and check us out. And it's a drop-in basis, so there's no pressure, but it will be available on an ongoing twice a month. So hope you can make it.
Great. Now, one of the last things I have is a celebration of life service for Reverend Dr. Tom Sainer will be held on Saturday, November 4th at Seaside Center. And you can get any further details online in the newsletter. And then I just wanted to remind you to be maybe this doesn't work now, to read the newsletter, because it always has other information that you can use. So I just want to remind people to do that. And that's all I have.
All right. Well, I do want to just drop a heads up that on, I think it's the 14th. I don't remember what day, November, we're having our interfaith Thanksgiving service. It's in Escondido and it's in person. I think they're Abigail, are they going to stream it? Are we going to stream that?
You know, I'm in contact with Heather Dorney, who is the representative from the LDS church. And I don't know, I know they have a screen. So I think we've got a meeting on Tuesday. So I think we need to ask her about that because that would be wonderful if we could have a hybrid with it. So we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, thanks. And is it the 14th? It's a Tuesday, right?
It is a Tuesday, the 14th from 7 to 8:30.
Yeah.
And the beauty is we'll be in the sanctuary for the majority of the time. And yet afterwards there'll be refreshments. And we're going to continue with us celebrating Thanksgiving with several cultural performances, because they have a stage in their refreshment area where they don't have a stage in the sanctuary. So we have some Hindu dancers and possibly Sikh dancers. So we're just going to continue the service from speakers and music to cultural performances. So it should be pretty
fun.
exciting, actually. I'm excited about it. So
Too. Thanks. And thank you, Yvonne. You always do such a fabulous job with the announcements. I love it. All right, so let's move back to Relaine and ask her to do our benediction.
So let's just close our eyes and feel the reverence of spirit, feel the reverence of connection, feel your heart's
Mind, body, emotion.
Sorry.
It's okay. Feel your heart's rhythm in connection with the universe. And it just feels so good to be together in gratitude and love and feeling that shift in consciousness within ourselves as it reverberates out into the world and really does make a difference, transcending ourselves, our consciousness, and the world at large. And there's just such a wonderful feeling of healing and just a feeling of life energy. And so I'm so grateful for this morning, for all of you, for our whole One Heart, One Mind community and beyond, and for everyone in the entire world, including our planet. And so it is. I release it with love. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Elaine. So I have a final song for, oops. I think I had it set up and then I ended it. I don't know what I did. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, I turned the sound off.
In beauty, may I walk all day long. May I walk through in forgiveness. May I walk in loving kindness. May I walk, may I walk, may I walk in peace, in peace. May I walk in peace, in peace. May I walk, 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 may I walk in peace. May I walk in peace, in peace. May I walk in peace, in peace. May I walk in peace, in peace now. May you walk, always walk in peace, in peace. May we walk in peace, in peace. May I walk with loving kindness, in love. May you walk in joy.
Oops, I'm trying to talk to you and I'm muted. May we walk in peace, in beauty, and love. Well, I just want to thank everybody for coming today. It meant a lot to me to give this talk because I've been really turned up about everything all week, and it was very helpful. It was cathartic for me to speak my truth about it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.